Okay, let's go again. Irvin, getting a lot of white pieces though. Whites in a row. Not that opens Sicilian. It's the day of the open Sicilians. Okay, I've had good results so far though. What about G4 here? This would be a laugh. Oh no, no, not particularly. Just what about H3 to play G4 then? Since I want to play G4 today. So E5 is a good move here, or E6. Okay. So C4 is vulnerable though here. He's also made B3 impossible because of Queen C3. So if the knight goes back though, then B3. So I'm supporting that knight first, then B3 if I want both bishops. Finish out, I'll first play this to stop B4. So I'll finish out both bishops. Looks pretty. Support C4 anyway. Knight G3, maybe F4 later. G5, try and weaken the diagonal. There's knight D5 as a potential sack in the future. Queen E2, there's knight D4s though, so maybe Queen D2. Get an eye on D6, maybe Rook D1 first. Ah! Ow! Okay, G5 here. Oh dear, he's interrupting this whole playing as a C-file counterplay immediately on C3. Okay, Bishop E5, F4, there's Bishop D4 check though. This is going to be Knight D5 picking up the piece. I can move my king. Try and play Knight D5 later after that. Okay. Weaken my diagonal. King H2 support the knight. Just in case. There's Knight D1. Is this a big deal? Rook B1? It's annoying. Knight H5 potentially. To probe G7. Knight D5s, Knight B5s, Knight B5 wins a pawn. Knight takes B5 and Bishop D4. Takes on C2. Take on D6. It's got pressure. Maybe it's worth doing. Let's win a pawn. Win D6. If I win D6, I'm on D7. If I'm on D7, let's take it from there. Obviously not E5 Queen G2 mate. So what about well, there's no like H5. So, oh, okay, just play the ending. Just play the ending. Share the C file. Is there anything better? Queen D4. Am I missing something here? E5 Knight E4 to F6 maybe. But take one pair of rooks off. Just because I don't want rooks double on my G2. And then Rook D2 and then E5 maybe, or E5 now, or Rook C1. Rook C1 useful pin. Okay, if I get that pair of rooks off, and E5 here. There's no nasty check at the moment. No. Oh, play the knight ending. Hopefully more success than the bullet game earlier. So this knight's got D5 though. I'll get my king to E4. Or knight to F6. If I get a knight to F6, try and win H7. Try and win B5 if knight goes somewhere, knight C3. So what about H4, H5 first, or knight C3 first? Knight B5 protects A3 anyway. So that'd be a useful pawn. Okay, so I can just... How do I play this? Hopefully not totally disastrously. If I get knight D6 and knight F7 if his king starts marching up. What about just knight D6? King C6, just knight D6. So knight B4. Okay, he's going to be on probably B4 very, very soon, like now. Unless A6 pushes him to the limit. Oh, yes. Knight D6, knight F7. From F7, is that a big deal? I can do knight D8, maybe that is. So knight d8 to win e6. If I can win e6, then I can go to f8 and win h7. This is nice. All these pawns are arranged for the knight tour. Let's get a knight tour. I'm being a bit too cheeky here. There isn't a knight tour. There's e6, which would tie down the king actually, and this knight's at e7. Okay, so h4 now is almost zugzwang. Knight f4, e7. So h5 and g6 now. Creating another pass pawn. We'll just get the king in here. Because g6, maybe king f6. So this pawn's kind of useful for that. I'm actually going to win knight and pawn ending, or I'm going to fluff this up as well. I'm close to fluffing it up. Uh-oh. Knight g8, king g... I don't want to lose 2 pawns for the knight because that would be a draw. Okay, so knight g8, king g7 would be fine to get in g6, I hope. Or king f7 would be fine. And then g6. Just trying to maintain both pawns. One pawn. Okay, this looks critical now for the opponent to get completely right. I think it might actually be lost. I said thank you. Okay. He's resigned. Okay, that was interesting. Actually, who is this guy? So he's been up to 2275 on the 5-minute auto pairing. So that was an interesting Sicilian. Oh, that is his max rating. Oh, I'm playing him at his max rating. He's played 103 games to get that. So, tactic here. Knight takes b5, going into an interesting ending. I wanted to get one pair of rooks off to avoid any nasties. So knight and pawn ending. Knight looks good here after knight c3. So I almost managed to muck it up as usual, but this knight's carnivorous here, winning lots of pawns, then putting pressure now with this other pawn candidate, pass pawn candidate. So g6 there would have messed it all up because of knight takes g6, knight takes g6, king e6. So getting the king in first for g6 I think was key. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.